Today we start from the question number 5 of exercise 4.3. The question is, from the choices given below, choose the option whose graph are given. There are 4 equations and 1 graph. You find out this graph is belongs to which equation out of these 4 equations. So the equation first is y equal x, and there are the point or solution of the equation is -1, 1, 0, 0 and 1 minus 1. These are the solutions belongs to which equation out of these 4. So if we check, the first equation is y equal to x. If we put x equal to 0, so we get 0. That means if we put x equal to 0, so both are 0. So it's the point of this equation. But when we put x equal to 1, if we put x equal to 1, so we get y is equal to 1. But there is no points 1 and 1. There is no any point which is both x and y both are positive 1. So this is not the equation which is belong to this graph. Next one, x plus y is equal to 0. X plus y is equal to 0, or we can say y is equal to minus x. If we put x equal to 0, so we get y equal to 0. If we put x equal to 1, so we get y is equal to minus 1. And if we put x equal to minus 1, so we get y is equal to positive 1. यदि अपन x को minus 1 रखते हैं तो y positive 1 आएगा, और यदि अपन x को 1 रखते हैं तो y negative 1 आएगा. That means the correct option is x plus y is equal to 0. x plus y is equal to 0. यहाँ पे यदि अपन 0 रखेंगे 0 आएगा. यदि अपन x को 1 रखेंगे तो y is equal to 2 आएगा. This is not the equation regarding to this graph. And next one is 2 plus 3y is equal to 7x. इसमें भी यदि आप x को 0 रखोगे तो y is equal to आएगा -2/3. So this is also not the equation which is belong to this graph. Same way, there is one more question in your exercise. You find out the graph is belong to which equation. Now we see the next one. Here the points are -1 and 3, 0 and 2, and 2 or 0. Now we find out which equation satisfy the given point. So here if we put x equal to -1, if we put x equal to -1, so we get y is equal to 1. But there is 3, so this is not the equation which satisfy the point. If in second, if we put x equal -1, x equal -1 -2, that means -3. So this is also not belongs to this equation. This point is also not belong to this equation. If in third equation, that is if we put x equal -1, so -1 plus 2, -1 plus 1 plus 2, that is 3. Positive 1 plus 2, 3. If we put -1, so we get 3, -1, 3. If we put x equal to 0, so we get y is equal to 2. So this is also satisfied. This point also satisfied. And third point is 2 and 0. If we put x equal to 2, if we put x equal to 2, so -2 plus 2, so we get 0. That means equation third satisfy all these points. If in third one, if we put x equal to -1, so we get 6 minus 1, 5. Y is equal to 5/2. So this is also not satisfy the point. So correct equation is y is equal to -x plus 2, which satisfy all these points. So after solving here, we find out that x plus y for the first one, x plus y equal to 0 is the correct equation. And correct equation as it satisfies the point, as it satisfies the point -1, 1, 0, 0, and positive 1, negative 1. And in the second one, we find out that y is equal to -x plus 2 is the correct equation. Is the correct equation as it satisfies the points -1, 3, 0, 2 and 2, 0. This equation satisfies all the points which is plotted in the graph, and equation by x plus y is equal to 0 satisfies these points given in the first graph. Now, so the next question of the exercise question says, if the work done by a body on application of a constant force is directly proportional to the distance traveled by the body, work is directly proportional to the distance traveled by the body. जितना ज़्यादा वर्क होगा उतनी ज़्यादा distance traveled होगी बॉडी के द्वारा. Express this is in the form of the equation. इसको express करना है is in the form of equation in two variable. दो वेरिएबल की फॉर्म में इक्वेशन को फ्रेम करना है and draw the graph of the same by taking the constant force as 5 unit. जब प्रोपोर्शनल का साइन हटेगा इक्वल का साइन आएगा, साथ में क्या आएगा, एक कांस्टेंट टर्म. वर्क is directly proportional to the distance traveled by the body. When we remove the sign of the proportionality, so we use a constant term. Here the value of the constant term is given in the constant, that is 5 unit. So we can say W is equal to 5D. So we need to frame this is in the form of the equation of two variable, and after this we also draw the graph on the basis of this equation. So if we let the work done equal to y, or we take x, and let distance traveled equal to x. जो वर्क हुआ that is y unit and the distance traveled that is x unit. So and the constant term जो अपन को given है that is a 5 unit, and constant force applied on this constant force is 5 unit. This is given in the question. So we know that the work done by a body is directly proportional to is distance traveled. जो डिस्टेंस उसमें ट्रेवल की उसके क्या होगा, डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल. Therefore y जो अपन ने वर्क लिया था is directly proportional to x. When we remove the sign of the proportional, we use a constant term x. Y is equal to kx. K is here. K is a constant force. And given K equal to 5. If we take constant force is K, constant force is K, so the value of the K is 5 unit. Therefore, the required equation is y is equal to 5x. This is the required equation. This is our required equation, first we take y for the work done and x for the distance traveled, constant force which is given in the question, that is 5 unit, and we know that the work done by a body is directly proportional to its distance traveled. Y is directly proportional to x. When we remove the sign of the proportionality, we use the constant term and k is a constant force here, and the value of the k is 5 unit according to the question. So the our given equation y is equal to 5x. Now for the graph, we need to find out the value of the x and y. For the graph, here they also said if the distance traveled by the body is 2 unit, then how much work done? So we first start from the 0 unit, putting x equal to 0. So we have y is equal to 5x. So in place of x, we take 0. So the value of the y is 0. x अपन ने लिया था डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल को, डिस्टेंस 0 ट्रेवल कर रहा है बॉडी, तो जो वर्क होगा वो भी क्या है 0. और वी कैन से द वर्क डन इज 0, सो द डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल इज आल्सो दी 0. पुटिंग x equal to 1, यदि 1 यूनिट डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल कर रहा है, so how much work done? That is y is equal to 5 into 1, 5 unit. If the work done 5 units, so it travel the distance 1 unit. How much unit it will travel? 1 unit. If the work done is 5 unit. If the distance travel 2 unit, if we take distance travel 2 unit, they also ask in the question if the distance traveled by the body is 2 unit, then how much work done? So the work done is 5 into 2, that is 10 unit. So y is equal to 10. The two questions they asking the question, that is if the distance traveled, if the distance traveled by the body is 2 units, so the work done is, so the work done is 10 unit. यदि डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल हो रही है 2 यूनिट, तो वर्क डन कितना होगा 10 unit according to the equation. And if the distance traveled 0 unit, if the distance traveled अपन ने x को क्या लिया था डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल, यहाँ पर यदि x की वैल्यू 0 है तो y भी क्या हो जाएगा 0. if the distance traveled 0 unit, if the distance traveled by the body, or we can say the distance traveled 0 unit, so work done is 0 unit. तो वर्क भी क्या होगा 0 unit. In this question they also ask you to draw the graph. So on the x-axis we take distance traveled by the body, and on the y-axis we take work done by the body. If the distance traveled 0 units, so work done is 0. First we take if the distance traveled 0 units, so the work done is 0. If the distance traveled 1 unit, if the distance traveled 1 unit, so the work done is 5 unit. If the distance traveled 2 unit, so the work done is 10 unit. So the work done is 10 unit, and if we draw the, so we find out the straight line. What we find out? We find out here a straight line. So this is the graph of the given equation. Here both x and y are 0. Here both x is 1 and y is 5. Here x is 2 and y is 10. And this is the graph of the equation y is equal to 5x. Y is equal to 5x. This way we draw the graph of the equation. First which we find out that is y is equal to 5x. Now see the next question of the exercise question 7. Yamni and Fatima, two students of class 9th of our school. किसी स्कूल की class 9th के Yamni and Fatima two student हैं. Together contributed ₹100 toward the Prime Minister Relief Fund to help the earthquake victims. जो earthquake में प्रभावित हुए हैं उनके लिए प्रधानमंत्री राहत कोष में दोनों ने मिलकर ₹100 कंट्रीब्यूट किए. राइट अ लीनियर इक्वेशन विच सैटिस्फाई द इक्वेशन फ्रेम करनी है which satisfy the given condition and also draw the graph of the same. उस इक्वेशन के लिए आपको एक ग्राफ भी ड्रॉ करना है. So here we take let the contribution y and let the y Fatima जो मनी कंट्रीब्यूट की यानी ने ₹6 and the money contribution by the Fatima is ₹5. Now we see according to question x plus y is equal to 100 or we say y is equal to 100 minus x. For the graph we used y is equal to 100 minus x for the graph. They also ask if this is our required equation, linear equation in two variable which they ask in the question. Write a linear equation which satisfy the data. दोनों ने मिलके एक में x रुपीस कलेक्ट किए, एक में y रुपीस कलेक्ट किए, दोनों का मिलके कितना होगा 100. और for the graph we write y is equal to 100 minus x. Here if we put x equal to 0 or x equal to in place of 0 we take 50. If we take x equal to 50, so we get y is equal to 100 minus 50, that is y is equal to 50. Putting x equal to 70, then y is equal to 100 minus 70, that is 30. If we put 2 points are sufficient for draw the graph because we know that a single line is passes through 2 points. 2 points से single line pass out होती है. It's good if we find out the 3 points if x equal to 40. So we get y is equal to 100 minus 40, that is 60. So here, hence 50-50, 70 and 30, and 40-60 are the solution of the given equation. या फिर इक्वेशन भी आप ले सकते हैं. कौन सी इक्वेशन? x plus y is equal to 100. Equation that is x plus y is equal to 100. So this way we find out the point. Now on the basis of the point which we find out, we draw the graph. If x is 50, so y is also be 50. If x we take 50, so y is also be 50. If x is 70, so y is 30. If x is 70, so y is 30. If x is 40, so y is 60. If x is 40, so y is 60. Now here we get 40, 60. Here we get both is 50. And here we get x is 70, y is 30. Now we draw a equation, that is y, yeah, x plus y is equal to 100, or we can say y is equal to 100 minus x. So this is the graph for the given equation. Now see the last question of the exercise. In this question they say a condition that is Fahrenheit is equal to 9.5 Celsius plus 32. We know that in some country the temperature is measured in Fahrenheit, and in our India the temperature is measured in Celsius. So the relation between the Fahrenheit and Celsius is given as Fahrenheit is equal to 9.5 Celsius plus 32. Then the first question which they ask in this, draw the graph of the linear equation above using Celsius for x-axis and Fahrenheit for the y-axis. Fahrenheit को y-axis पे और Celsius को x-axis पे लेना है. If we put in x is equal to 0, if we put x is equal to 0, that means Celsius is 0. So we have y is equal to 9.5 into 0 plus 32. So we get y is equal to 32. If we put x equal to 5, if we put x equal to 5, so we have y is equal to 9.5 into 5 plus 32. So here 5 is cancelled by 5, and 32 plus 9, y is equal to 41. And if we put x equal to 10, if we put x equal to 10, so we have y is equal to 9.5 into 10 plus 32 plus 32. So here 5 on the 5, 5 to the 10. So we get y is equal to 9 to the 18 plus 32, that is 50. So y is equal to 50. Here we find out 3 points, that is 0 and 5. If x is 0, so y is 5. That is 0 and 5. If x is 5, so y is 32, which is above the, that is above the 30. So 5 and 32. If we take 10, if we take Celsius is 10, that is x is 10, so Fahrenheit will be 50. It now got 50. If we take 10, so it is 10 and 50. Then we draw a line. So this is the graph for the given equation. This is the graph for the given condition and for the given linear equation in two variables x and y, where x is so the Celsius, y is so Fahrenheit, and x is so Celsius. Now see question number second of the question 8. If the temperature is 30 degree Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? यदि Celsius में 30 डिग्री है temperature, तो Fahrenheit भी करना होगा. We have to find out the temperature in Fahrenheit by using this relation. So in place of C, if we take 30, so we get 6 5s are 30 and 9 6s are 54 plus 32, so we get 86. So the temperature in Fahrenheit is 86. temperature in Celsius is 30 degree and if the temperature in Fahrenheit is 95 degree, if the temperature in Fahrenheit is 95 degree, then calculate the temperature in Celsius. यहाँ पे सेल्सियस में दिया था, फ़ारेनहाइट में कैलकुलेट किया था, यहाँ फ़ारेनहाइट में दिया है, सेल्सियस में कैलकुलेट करना है. So we use the same relation 95 equal 9/5 into C plus 32. So when first we transfer 32 to LHS sign, so it's changed into the negative 9/5 into C. When we subtract 32 from 95, so we get 63. इसका रेसिप्रोकल होगा, तो that is changed into the 9/5 to 5/9 equal C. 9 to the 9 से to the 63. So in Celsius the temperature is 7/5 35 degree. The temperature in Celsius is 35 degree. Then the temperature in Fahrenheit is 95 degree. Now in the last they say if the temperature in Celsius is 0 degree, then what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? The Fahrenheit में temperature क्या होगा? So F is equal to 9/5 into 0 degree plus 32. So the temperature is 0 plus 32. So the temperature in Fahrenheit is 32 degree. तो टेम्परेचर फ़ारेनहाइट में क्या होगा 32 डिग्री when the temperature in Celsius is 0 degree and when the temperature in Fahrenheit is 0 degree. जब टेम्परेचर फ़ारेनहाइट में 0 डिग्री हो तो what is the temperature in Celsius? तब सेल्सियस में क्या होगा? So again use the same relation 0 equal 9/5 into C plus 32. So we get minus 32 equal 9/5 into C. So C is equal to minus 32 into 5/9. So when we solve it, we get minus 17.8 degree. So in Celsius we get minus 17.8 degree. 32 5 is 160 and 160 divided by 9. So we get temperature in Celsius is minus 17 degree Celsius when temperature in Fahrenheit is 0 degree. Now see the last one. Is there a temperature which is numerically the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius? In this question they ask क्या कोई temperature है which is same in both in Fahrenheit and Celsius? दोनों में क्या हो सेम हो गया, हमने देखा था 0 डिग्री पे भी देखा था और जो डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर दिए थे 95 फ़ारेनहाइट पे सेल्सियस डिफरेंट था और सेल्सियस पे भी अपन ने देखा था तो फ़ारेनहाइट क्या था डिफरेंट था. तो इस क्वेश्चन में पूछा है क्या यहाँ पर कोई ऐसा टेम्परेचर है व्हिच इज सेम इन बोथ फ़ारेनहाइट एंड सेल्सियस. इफ एस यानी कोई है सो फाइंड आउट. सो वी टेक लेट x degree be the temperature now we write the line of the question which is numerically the same in Fahrenheit and Celsius. जो कि फ़ारेनहाइट और सेल्सियस दोनों में क्या है सेम है. सो वी हैव x डिग्री इज इक्वल टू 9/5 into x डिग्री plus 32. So we get x minus 9/5 x is equal to 32. x को ट्रांसफर किया LHS साइड so it's changed into the negative side. So first we take LCM. So LCM is 5x minus 9x/5 is equal to 32. Here we get minus 4/5 into x equal to 32. So x equal to 32 into 5/4 with sign of the negative. So here we get 4/4, 8 4 are 32 and 8 5 are 40. So minus 40 is the temperature, hence minus 40 degree is the temperature which is numerically equal to what they ask in the question, which is numerically the same in both, Fahrenheit and Celsius. They also asked to find out, यहाँ पे था अपना टेम्परेचर भी था, पर x लेके चले तो x की वैल्यू भी अपन ने फाइंड आउट की. The value of the x is -40 degree. So this is the temperature which is same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. We also check it by putting this -40 degree is equal to 9/5 into -40 plus 32. So here we get 8 9 just 72 plus 30. So we get -40 equal -40. So this is the temperature which is numerically same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. Now we see the last exercise of the chapter, exercise 4.4. The first question of the exercise is give the geometric representation of equation y equal to 3 as an equation in one variable and in two variable. We need to represent y equal to 3 as in one variable and in two variable. So in one variable, if we see the representation of this equation is one, two, three, four. So this is the point which they say. Representation of y is equal to 3 in one variable and we represent in two variable. So the form of the equation is 0 into x plus y equal to 3. In this equation, if we put x equal to 1, so y is equal to 0 into 1. So what we can say, this equation is in the form of y is equal to 3 minus 0 into x. Here we get y is equal to 3. If we put 0, so we get 0 into 1, 0, and 3 minus 0 is 3. If we put x equal to 2, so y 3 minus 0 into 2, we get again y is equal to 2. And when we represent this on the graph, on the Cartesian plane, 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2, 3, that is y dash, and this horizontal line is said to be x and x dash. So here we get when x is 1, so y is 3. When x is 2, y is 3. So here we get a parallel line to the x-axis. What we get? A parallel line to the x-axis. When x is 1, so y is 3. When x is 2, again y is 3. When we take x is 3, so again we take y is 3. So we get a parallel line to the x-axis when there is no x in the equation. So this we get parallel line to the x-axis. Now see the last question of the exercise. This is also same as the previous question. In this question, give the geometric representation of 2x plus 9 equal to 0. Previous question में y equal 3 था, वहाँ पे अपन ने 0 into x plus लिया था, यहाँ पे अपन 0 into y को लेके in two variable. variable, the equation is 2x plus 9 is equal to 0. So when we solve, we get x is equal to, when we solve, we get x is equal to minus 9 upon 2, that is minus 9 upon 2, that is 4.5. 9 upon 2, that is 4.5. And when we draw the number line, here we take 0, 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, negative 8, negative 9. So there is the point minus 9 upon 2. So this way we show the 9 upon 2 on the number line, and when in two variable, when we solve in two variable, so the equation 2x plus 9 is equal to 0. We write this equation as 2x plus 0 into 5 plus 9 equal to 0. When we solve it, we get the same equation 2x plus 9 equal to 0. And here when we get the value of x, so we get minus 0 into 5 minus 9 upon 2. LHS साइड पे जाएगा तो y भी नेगेटिव होगा, 9 भी नेगेटिव होगा और 2 जाएगा किसमें होगा, डिवाइड में. एंड when we put y is equal to 1, if we put y is equal to 1, we get, so x equal to minus 0 into 1 minus 9 upon 2. So 0 into 1, that is 0, minus 9 upon 2, we get equal to x. And when we put y is equal to 2, so again we get x equal minus 0 into 2 minus 9 upon 2. We can put point or we can put the sign of the multiplication. So again we get the same value of the x, that is minus 9 upon 2. In each case we get the same value of the x because here 0 into 5. So when we put any value of the y, when multiplied with 0, so the product is 0. So finally when we plot this point on the graph, we get a line which is parallel to the y-axis. We get a line which is parallel to the y-axis. That is x dash and y dash, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4 and negative 5. When we put the value of the y as 1, so we get 0.5, and when we take y is equal to 2, so again we get 4.5. In any value of the y, we get the 9 upon 2, that is 4.5. We get 4.5 in any value of the minus 9 upon 2 when we put y equal 1, minus 9 upon 2 when we put y is equal to 2, we get minus 9 upon 2 when we put y is equal to 3. At any value of y, we get the value of the x is minus 9 upon 2, the value of the x is remains the same, so we get a line which is parallel to the y-axis when y is not in the equation, and when x is not in the equation, we get the line which is parallel to the x-axis. Here there is no y, so we get the line which is parallel to the y-axis. So hopefully you all are understand what we discussed in this chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.